name is Becca and I make videos about beauty, fashion, lifestyle, why I love Jesus, and for the first time, I am doing a baking video. So I am going to attempt a baking video, so bear with me. And today, I am going to be making pumpkin spice cookies. I actually did get the recipe from Dan and Phil. They did it on their channel last October, and it looked super good. So I'm trying it out today, and I'm so excited because I get to show off and use my red mixer, which my grandmother and aunt gave me for my wedding. So I'm gonna use that. So let's get started. So for this recipe, you will need the following ingredients. For this recipe, you will need 4 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. You will need 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoons of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of ground ginger, and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I put them all in this one little pot together because they're all gonna get mixed in at the same time with the dry ingredients. So I felt like they could all just go in here. They'd be all set to go. Just dump them into my mixer. Need 2 large eggs. You will need 1/2 cup of molasses. It smells really horrible, so I'm hoping it works out well. And you will need 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. You will also need 2 sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature, so I'm just kind of like leaving these out. And then you will also need 1 3/4 cups of sugar. So all of these are your good old ingredients. And then you will also need some tools. So I have a red mixer. You don't need a mixer. It definitely does make it easier though if you have like a hand one or a stand mixer like I have here. And then you will also need some cutouts. So today I actually found these at, they're kind of hard to see on the camera, but I found these at Target in the dollar section. Best section of Target ever. So this one's shaped like an acorn. We've got a little leaf and then a pumpkin, which I'm going to use to cut out the shapes of the cookies. And then later on, I will also be making a buttercream icing that I will dye orange to put on top of the cookies. But I've got all my ingredients sectioned out, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is in this mixing bowl, we're gonna combine the flour and the other dry ingredients. So I have the flour right here, and all of my other dry ingredients I put in this little, it's like a Corningware bowl that I had. So I just sectioned them all out as far as like the different teaspoons that they needed. I couldn't think of the word. Depending on how much they needed, I put them all in here. So I'm going to put all of that into this bowl together and then mix it up. So exciting. Oh, it smells like fall. I'm going to use a wooden spoon to stir it all up just because I like wooden utensils and I've got a bunch of them. So you want to stir all those dry ingredients together like so. Now, once you've got all your dry ingredients stirred up, you can go ahead and set those aside because first you're going to need to mix some of the things in your mixing bowl. So in your mixing bowl, you're gonna put your butter and your sugar and obviously like mix it up. So we'll go ahead and do that. Hopefully, my butter has been sitting out for a while and it's pretty soft, so hopefully it works. I have left it out for a few hours. Oh yeah, it looks pretty room temperature. And then you just want to plop them into your mixing bowl. 1, 2. Once you put your butter in, you're going to also want to add all of your sugar into the mixer at the same time. And you will go ahead and just mix that up. Whenever working with a mixer, you want to start on a lower speed and then go to a higher one, especially when there's dry ingredients like sugar or flour or anything like that. Otherwise, it'll be a huge mess. So we'll start on a lower speed. We'll raise it up first. And this is where your like rubber spatulas will come in handy too, because you want to be able to get the stuff off the sides. I like using a little one to get the stuff off of the actual mixer part, and then the bigger one to scrape the sides, or the little one just depending on how I need to get at it. I am going to pull it up just a little bit. Mix it all up. Scrape it from the sides, get it all in there. At this point, now that the butter and sugar is all blended together, we're going to add the eggs, the vanilla, and the molasses. So I'm going to start with the eggs. You just want to crack them and put them in. 1 and 2. You also want to add your molasses. Ooh, it's so dark and gross. And dump it right in there. You also want to add your vanilla. So you need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This is my favorite. Pour slowly. Once you have those items added, you want to then go ahead and mix it back up, so make sure everything is mixed thoroughly. Again, start at a low speed. Very interesting at this point. It's hard to see in the camera view, but it looks dark. You want to scrape it off the sides a couple of times because you do want to make sure that it's thoroughly mixed. So just kind of keep doing that and working with it. I act like I'm really pro at baking. This is totally just like non-professional Susie homemaker advice. I don't even know how well these are gonna turn out. So we're all just doing this together. At this point you can start adding your dry ingredients, and you wanna add a little bit at a time because otherwise it will puff out. So go ahead and start taking your flour and just dump some in. Now this time when you turn on the mixer, since you've added the dry ingredients, you definitely want to start low. And even when you start low, it still can puff, so just be aware. And then you very slowly start increasing the speed so that it gets fully mixed in, and then you continue adding your dry ingredients. I feel like my mom is so much more graceful at baking. I don't know what she's done over the years to just like make it look so simple and easy, but I'm hoping that someday I can make baking look as easy as she does. Some more dry ingredients. Get in there. Can probably, we're just gonna pour the rest in. So now that all your dry ingredients are in, go ahead and mix it up again. It smells like a pumpkin spice latte. Like it really does. It smells super good. For the last time. Okay, so now that your dough is properly mixed up, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it out. You're also going to want to put it on plastic wrap and go ahead and chill it for a couple of hours. At this point, you should have 2 round circles of cookie dough that you want to then chill. It says you can chill them for up to 2 hours. I'm gonna try an hour and see how that is because they don't feel too warm, but you do want them chilled so that way the butter doesn't seep out as much and you get like a thicker, buttery, fluffy cookie as opposed to like a hard, thicker cookie or hard, thinner cookie. So we're going for like the thick, soft, really yummy cookies. So you want to chill the dough in order to get that. Okay, so now we are going to make the icing while the cookies are cooling before we bake them. It's super easy. I'm going to use like a sugar cookie icing because I just want to like cover the shapes that I'm using just with like a thin layer of icing just to give it a little extra flavor and some color. You only need 3 ingredients for this. It's super easy to make. You need 1 cup of powdered sugar. You need 4 tablespoons of milk, and you can start out by not putting all of it in depending on your thickness, and then you can add more milk depending on how thick you want your icing. And then the last ingredient, which is optional, is food coloring. I'm going to be using orange because they're festive, and these are like Halloween/fall cookies, so I'm going to be using orange food coloring. So you're going to just add them in 1 bowl, and you're going to put all your ingredients in, and then you're going to whisk it up to your liking. Sugar. Now, I did not have any powdered sugar. I only had regular sugar. So I was like looking online, and you can just like blend your sugar and make powdered sugar, and that's what I did, and it worked out pretty well. So I poured about half in to start as far as the milk, and then I'm gonna go ahead and whisk it, and then I'll add the food coloring in just a minute. And whisk that up. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna need all the milk. I may need more. So it is looking quite thick. I'm just gonna add 1 more teaspoon and see what happens, and then we may need to add more. But like I said, you just add it to how you're feeling about your recipe. That was a little bit more than 1 teaspoon. Okay, this is really thick and messy. There we go. 1, 2. These are gonna be super orange. Ah, it's so vibrant. Oh my gosh, look at that color. Wow, this looks very Halloween. I like it. Perfect. I love that color and the consistency. So I ended up using 5 teaspoons of milk. Okay, so at this point, your dough should be properly chilled. So I chilled mine for about an hour and a half, and it is very chilled. I didn't do the full 2 hours. I probably could have, but I'm impatient, and I really just want to make the cookies. But chill your dough, it said up to 2 hours, so I figured an hour and a half would be pretty good. So at this point, you want to get ready to make your shapes and bake your cookies. So you want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees, which is what I am doing now. And then you also want to get some flour that you're going to spread out on your countertops so you can make your cookie cutouts. And you do need a rolling pin, which I thought I had, but I don't. So we're going podunk and using an absolute vodka bottle, which I'm just going to put some flour on and roll out my dough. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And like I said before, you've got to get your cookie cut out. So let's get started. Okay, so to start, you want to put some flour on your surface that you're going to be rolling out your dough, so that way it will not stick to the surface. Might need a little more. Flour everywhere. And you can roll out your dough to whatever thickness you prefer. I think I'm gonna try and make the cookies a little bit thicker, just because like I enjoy that in like a buttery sugar cookie. And then you also want to put flour on your rolling pin, whether that be an official baking rolling pin or a vodka bottle. And you want to get your dough pretty evenly spread out. Pumpkin our thing is ready. So if you've got all your shapes kind of in here at one point, you can go ahead and take a spatula and kind of like spatula them out. So once you've got your first round of cookies nice and spread out on your pan, you want to go ahead and bake them. It says for up to 11 minutes. I always like to do a little bit less than what they say because I don't like my cookies super hard. So I'm going to put them in for I think 9 minutes to start, and then add a minute or two if I need to. Okay. Also, once they are cooked, they came out a little bit bigger, so just so you know, they're going to be quite large, but they look really good. And so yeah, like I said, 6 minutes seems to be better for the cookies. Okay, so once you have all of your cookies out of the oven, you can then go ahead and decorate them, but only once they're completely cooled. So you want to make sure they're room temperature so that they don't like melt the icing sugar. So I have like tested it, like the frosting. I did look up like a sugar cookie sugar, and it's kind of hard to work with. So the recipe that like I did use that I like put in the video, it's kind of hard to work with, so just a heads up. So I've like tested it, and I think I know what I'm gonna do as far as like making it good. And because it's super runny, if you're like filling in the cookies, be sure to leave like a good amount of room around the edges because it will like seep and move out. So let's get to decorating. I think the acorns are my favorite. The other ones look a little funny. Maybe I won't decorate them all. Okay, so in hindsight, I realized that one, I didn't make enough of the frosting, and also I don't think it was the best choice. Like, even though I liked the idea of the sugar cookie icing with the confectioner sugar, it just didn't come out as well. I probably should have gone with a buttercream icing or just something different because it doesn't look as good.
Ooh.
Here is the true test. Trying these cookies, I really hope they're good. Cheers.
Yeah, here we go.
Mm.
I like the cookie.
I have to say, I don't like the sugar frosting. The cookies are so much better without frosting. That is mine.
I would have gone with the buttercream frosting with it.
Tomorrow, well, I'm like talking with my food. Well, so nice. Tomorrow, I think I might make a buttercream frosting and put it on the rest of the cookies because I don't like the sugar one. Well, anyway, that was my super long and first ever baking video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave me some comments or baking tips for the future, and just comments in general because I love to chat with you in the comment section. And of course, subscribe to my channel for more. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend or week or wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!